the Dolphins, and the Colts is just moments away. Hi everyone, Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. Welcome to Indianapolis, and when in Indy, you begin with Peyton Manning.
That's where you start, Greg. Peyton Manning, no interceptions in the last 3 games. He is making good decisions as a quarterback. But maybe more importantly, physically, he is throwing the football extremely well. On the other side, you have Zach Thomas. He's got to try to match wits with Peyton Manning today, and he also has to be physical enough to stop the Colts running game.
Two terrific teams, each riding a 2-game winning streak. We're back to Indy for the start after this word from your local station.
Due to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Last season, the Dolphins and the Colts produced a wild card game. The Colts and Peyton Manning built a 14-point lead, but in OT, Lamar Smith capped a Miami miracle comeback. Once again, Miami comes calling with a devastating, if not destructive, defense. While Jim Mora contemplates life without his offensive edge, Miami and Indy one more time.
It's got to be the greatest feeling, baby. It's got to be. Can't get no better than this.
Here in the RCA Dome, a critical AFC East matchup as Indianapolis plays host to division-leading Miami. The Colts again will entrust the running game to rookie Dominique Rhodes, who sports 210 rushing yards and an 88-yard kickoff return and a spectacular 2-game resume. Welcome back to Indianapolis. A look at the AFC East standings show you just how important today's game is. The Jets also in action early today. For the hometown Colts, Jim Mora in his 4th season as the head man here in Indianapolis. His opposite number on the other side of the field, Dave Wannstedt, in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins have lost the toss, and they will kick. That is Olindo Mare. Deep to receive for Indianapolis, number 80, Terrence Wilkins. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armin Katayan from the RCA Dome, and we're underway. This one is short. This is Wilkins from the 8. 25, across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Tommy Hendricks with the stop, and onto the field comes Peyton Manning. Phil mentioned a few moments ago, 9 interceptions in his first 4 games, none in his last 3. And he looks to set the tone early here, Phil.
He does, Greg. And I think the Colts feel like they got an exciting plan to go against this Miami defense today, and something to look for early. Peyton Manning going on quick counts because he wants this Miami defense to show its hand as quick as possible.
From the 28-yard line, Manning to throw on first down. Coming underneath is Marcus Pollard, and he is close. He does have enough for the first down. It's an 11-yard pickup to the 39-yard line.
Let's look at the Colts offensive line. Jeff Saturday inside. He's the key, blocking Zach Thomas in the Colts running game.
In the backfield, Dominique Rhodes subbing once again for injured Edgerrin James with a sprained knee. Jerome Pathan is also back. He's missed the last 4 games with a sprained right foot. Offensive coordinator Tom Moore. This is Rhodes, and Rhodes gets wrapped up back at about his own 36-yard line. Jason Taylor led the charge. Speaking of the Miami defense, Taylor and Mixon are the ends. Bowens and Gardner, the big run stoppers in the middle.
The linebackers, Zach Thomas, he's the key. Can he match wits when Peyton Manning's checking off today?
In the secondary, the change there, Arturo Freeman is in at strong safety for Brian Walker, who had surgery on a fractured right thumb and is not available today. Defensive coordinator Jim Bates looking on as Manning goes with 4 wide receivers.
The wide receivers stacked behind each other to keep the defensive backs away from them.
The give is to Rhodes. Rhodes, 40, 45, close to midfield, and he's a couple of yards shy of another first down. Zach Thomas making the stop.
So you're at home, you're watching this game, and you say, hey, 4 wide receivers by the Colts. They're stacked. It's got to be a pass. the Miami Dolphins are thinking the same thing. Nobody inside. Jeff Saturday gets on Zach Thomas. That is a big key for the Colts running game, and Rhodes gets a big first down.
And now being helped off the field is Rhodes. Rhodes looks like he's favoring the left shoulder or the left side of his chest.
When the Colts get in 4 wide receivers, they will run out of that some today. And
boy, Dominique Rhodes, you saw what he did a week ago, 34 carries for 100 yards. As he is being helped right off the field and toward the dressing room.
Well, the Colts were fortunate. They withstood Edgerrin James being out. But when you lose your second string running back in this league, it's going to make it awfully tough to run the football.
Number 43, Kevin McDougal, is now in for Rhodes at the running back position. He gets the carry and bulls his way across midfield for a first down for the Colts.
Well, that's a nice way to start if you're Kevin McDougal. You get in there, you got to be nervous about what's going to go on. You know, even though he probably got a few repetitions in practice, you really don't expect to play. But to run up inside on your first run, knowing you only need a couple inches, will help relieve the nerves.
You see the numbers on Kevin McDougal, but Jim Morrow is telling us what an outstanding job Dominique Rhodes has done filling in for Edgerrin James, and now he's lost Rhodes, at least for the moment. Manning, play fake, screen, far side. Marcus Pollard. Pollard, 45 to about the 40-yard line of the Miami Dolphins, and he's about a yard shy of another first down. 9 yards on the play.
Well, a couple of things come to mind. First, I saw Peyton Manning make that play fake. My first reaction was I looked way down the field to see who's going to be wide open, because they always throw deep off of these play actions. But taking a page from Miami's offense, a screen to Pollard. Zach Thomas told us last night, Greg, he says, man, this Marcus Pollard, he is the guy that's changing this Colts offense, because he can catch it and he can make something happen with it once he gets it in his hands.
Pollard ducked inside of a nice block by left tackle Tarek Glenn. Whistles and penalty flags and a false start on the Colts. Our referee today is Bill Levy.
I liked it. Everybody moved but the center and the quarterback.
False start. Number 50, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Now here's the thing as I'm watching this game, and everybody asked me all week, well, have the Colts changed their offense because Edgerrin James is out? I said, no, they have not. The coaches said absolutely not. We are doing the same things, running the football with the same amount of attempts, all that. But now you lose Dominique Rhodes, Tom Moore. I just wonder, hey, there's a difference here. It could change the play calling by the Colts today.
Manning hands to McDougal. McDougal goes nowhere, wrapped up in midfield by Jason Taylor, who makes a second big play behind the line of scrimmage.
You're right, Greg, and here's what it is. When you're playing this Miami defense, they are quick up front. Watch 99 at the bottom of your screen. They are quick up front. When you have slow developing run plays, they're too fast. They get in the backfield too much. They're hard to have success with those type of plays against this Miami defense. You got to run right at them. You got to make it happen immediately.
3rd and 9. And on the blitz, the Dolphins jump offside, and that will help the Indy cause. Zach Thomas and Ogunleye, the reserve defensive end, number 90, both jumped. Let's see who Bill Levy blames it on.
Helps it a lot.
Offside, number 54 defense, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, talking with Zach Thomas yesterday, we know how badly he wants to get to Peyton Manning today.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that a little later, Greg. Yes, he wants to get to Peyton Manning. But the difference in success, 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 5 in the National Football League, the Colts' chances of picking this up are doubled now since they got that offside penalty. Peyton Manning is great with the snap count against opposing defenses.
From the shotgun now on 3rd and 4, quick pass inside, diving catch made by number 87 Reggie Wayne, the rookie out of Miami.
Good example. That play if they called that on 3rd and 10, would have been short of the first down. And it looks like they ran the same play they had called. But now Peyton Manning's mindset changes. He wants to complete it just for the first down. If it's 3rd and 10, he's got to hit the receiver in stride so he can run with it after he catches it.
Incidentally, we haven't forgotten about Dominique Rhodes. We are still trying to find out from the Colts just what the problem is with the rookie running back. The pitch to McDougal, and McDougal this time escapes the grab from Jason Taylor, who looks down at his hand and is walking right off the field.
Oh, that's got the look of a dislocated finger when you see a defensive lineman reach out, try to tackle a running back with his hands. Oh, yeah. Just pull it, big screen, put some tape on it, and come back in the game.
Ow.
Hey, Greg, you could do that. But here we go. Jason Taylor to bottom of your screen. Gets that hand out, missed it. I'm almost sure that's what it is. The good thing is he had gloves on, so he does not have to look at it when they pull it back in the socket.
Or us.
That's right.
On 2nd and 10. Manning, this side, has his man Marvin Harrison inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line. And the play has been blown dead, and that'll be the line of scrimmage, and that'll be enough for another first down.
Nice first drive by the Colts. They're overcoming a lot of adversity, penalties, but the receivers are stacked. I'm a little too late with my circle, but that really creates a problem for defenses because the Dolphins love to play man-to-man coverage. They want to get up close. When you stack the receivers, the defenders now have to move back because if you're in there close, you'll get picked, and then the receiver will be wide open.
From the 25, McDougal, left side, cuts it upfield, inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line where Arturo Freeman ran him out of bounds. Kevin McDougal, coming into this game, had no carries, no receptions for the Colts so far this season.
Well, you know, it's impressive, Greg. That was a good run by Kevin McDougal. You get called in. You're the backup to Edgerrin James, Dominique Rhodes, and all of a sudden you come in the game, and your legs would be like jelly. But he's holding up well.
You see the experience or lack thereof that the Colts now bring to the backfield. 2nd and 3.
It's like the backup quarterback to this team. You're just not going to get any action.
McDougal again to the right side, trying to turn the corner and gets bumped out of bounds. And again, Arturo Freeman came up to make the hit. McDougal, however, picking up the 3 yards necessary for a first down, and it's first down from the 15-yard line.
Well, that's the big point, Greg. McDougal, you're not going to be Edgerrin James. Don't even try to be Dominique Rhodes. Just be what you are, and that's it. Today, when he gets a chance to gain those 3 yards, do it. Don't look for the big running plays. Take the short yards and hope it develops into something better.
Well, with 7:37 to play, we have a timeout on the field.
I didn't see him.
And Peyton Manning comes walking to the sideline to have a conversation, and we take our first. The right ring finger is the problem, and he is being hustled off to the dressing room. Meanwhile, Steve McKinney, the left guard, having his lower back looked at as Manning goes into action. First down at the 15-yard line. Manning coming this way, looking toward the end zone. It is incomplete. McDougal went up for it and couldn't hold on.
Peyton Manning getting outside the pocket. Nobody is open when he initially drops back. He does the smart thing. He makes a throw here. Fortunate. McDougal does a good job going up fighting for the football. Patrick Surtain against the running back. He turned, he saw the football, but Peyton Manning threw it behind the defensive back to really prevent an interception.
Manning's first incompletion of the day. He is now 4 out of 5.
We got the stacked receivers again outside. Look how difficult it's making it for the Miami defensive backs.
McDougal, nowhere to go. Wrapped up back at his own 20-yard line. That'll lose about 4 or 5 yards.
Well, there you go. That's the first mistake. Peyton Manning having a mix-up with Kevin McDougal, and You've got to expect this. There's going to be some mistakes. There could be mistakes today in picking up blitzers. And look at Peyton Manning after it happened. They're fortunate it's not a fumble. He looked over the sideline, he shrugged, and hey, that's just the way it could be in a day like this.
For Jim Mora and his staff, it's amazing. You go through a whole week preparing a game plan, and suddenly it could go right out the window with injury.
I think it's going to have to definitely change, Greg, since Dominic Rhodes is out.
3rd and 14. Manning throws, that is complete inside the 10-yard line, and what a job of threading the needle to Jerome Pathan, number 86. It'll be a 4th and 2, and onto the field comes Mike Vanderjagt in the field goal unit.
Well, this drive has been 9 minutes long. It's going to be more than that by the time they kick it, but it still serves a good purpose. They keep Miami's offense off the field. They move the football. They got a chance to get Kevin McDougal in there, get him broken into this game, and now they'll have to go to the sidelines and make some adjustments.
Well, the Colts haven't scored on their opening drive all season long. This will be a 25-yard attempt by Vanderjagt. It's long enough, and he got it inside the goalpost. So that demon is off their backs. 3-0 Colts.
On CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level. And by Saturn, now with 2 distinctively different car lines, the L Series and S Series.
As we welcome you back to the RCA Dome, the Colts use up 9 minutes and 24 seconds.
Dave Wanstead must be so jealous. This is like, that's his dream drive by his football team.
Chris Chambers, Rob Conrad deep. This is going to be Chambers from the 6. The rookie out of Wisconsin to the 20, 25, breaks loose at the 30, and is brought down at about the 33-yard line. Sam Sword made the tackle, 27-yard return, and Jay Fiedler in the Miami offense will go to work when we come back.
Field and, oh, nice move. Always a good move to shake the official's hand, the referee. Yes, sir. Bill, please protect me today. Throw that flag early if they hit me late.
First time they've had the ball this afternoon, and on the very first carry, it goes nowhere. Lamar Smith with just a couple.
The offensive line of the Dolphins, Dave Wanstead brought him into his office this week and said, we got to do better in the running game.
Lamar Smith in the backfield with Rob Conrad, Gadsden and McKnight, the wide receivers, Goodwin, the tight end. Let me correct something. There was no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 10. There's Chan Gailey, the offensive coordinator of the Dolphins. On 2nd and 10. Straight up the middle to the 35-yard line. Smith again. A quick look at the Colt defense. Scioli, Williams, Johnson, Bratsky across the front line.
The linebackers are better this year with the Colts. Rob Morris in his 2nd year starting to get the hang of how to play this game.
Big responsibility for the corners today. Burris and Macklin, Chad Cota and Idris Bashir are the safeties. Here's defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. Travis Minor is into the backfield now on 3rd and 7.
Giving him a different look. 3 down linemen, 3 people standing near the line of scrimmage.
Here comes the blitz. Fiedler rolling out of trouble and throws, and that's complete for a first down to James McKnight.
Boy, a couple good things by the Dolphins. First off, they get confused on who to pick up in the blitz, but the offensive line does a good job of giving Jay Fiedler enough time to move. And then you see James McKnight just running this route, comes across the field, and this is what the Dolphins do. The best in the AFC picking up 3rd downs. It's because they're patient with their running game.
Here's Lamar Smith. And Dave Wanstead wants to absolutely give Lamar Smith every chance to get the Miami ground game going today.
You know, Greg, to just to finish, they're patient with their running game. It's not going well, but even though, like the first 2 plays of the game, they run it, they don't get a lot of yardage, but picking up the 3rd down is much easier when it's 5, 6, or 7 yards. So, you know, the Dolphins are serving a purpose. They slow the game down a little. but also it makes picking up third downs much easier when there's 7 or less.
Lamar Smith to the sideline. Travis Minor, the rookie out of Florida State, replaces him on 2nd and 9. This is Minor trying to turn the corner, and he does on the right side. Midfield down the sideline, still on his feet, and Travis Minor is gone. 56 yards, and the Dolphins take the lead.
Travis Minor brings a different element, of course, to this offense. He has the speed and the moves. The Colts defense, watch it. It's in position. They win the battle at the line of scrimmage. But that little burst just to go around, Mike Peterson, then Chad Cota misses the tackle, and good blocking by Chris Chambers down the field against Jeff Burris. There you see it, allows Travis Minor to take a short run and make it a touchdown.
Olindo Mare's extra point is good. Travis Minor's longest run of his NFL career is the longest run for the Dolphins this season. 7-3 Miami. We'll have no word from the Colts as to what is wrong, but he obviously has had his left shoulder taped. A couple of the offensive linemen were giving condolences to him as they just walked by. Mare with the kickoff. Line drive kick, Wilkins from the 11, or rather from the 6-yard line. And is brought down at about the 28 or 29-yard line. 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter, and the Colts trying to do something about a 7-3 Miami. Welcome back to Indianapolis. Dominique Rhodes on the sideline. You see his numbers so far in what has been a very brief NFL career so far.
Well, what makes you sad, Greg, we talked to him yesterday, just so happy to be in the NFL, free agent, and to do what he did last week is so exciting for him.
Manning calling signals and going to give it to McDougal, who comes this way, trying to turn the corner and nothing doing. Zach Thomas helps apply the crusher along with Kenny Mixon, and we check in downstairs with Armin Katayan.
Thanks, Greg. As you can see behind me, Dominic Rhodes is back on the field, having gone in for some look at his left shoulder. I'm just told right now that he has a subluxation to his left shoulder, a dislocation to his left shoulder. He's back out here on the field. The Colts have been reluctant to release that information until right now, until they had the full extent of the injury. Back to you.
All right, Armin, thank you. And his return, of course, is questionable today. McDougal, meanwhile, 7 carries, 4 yards in relief. Manning from the shotgun. Underneath. That's complete to number 80, Terrence Wilkins, across the 30 to about the 34-yard line.
Well, the stacked receivers that the Indianapolis Colts are using today is working. Peyton Manning has to throw it sidearm. Nice catch by Terrence Wilkins, going over the middle. He's a little guy. You have to be concerned because usually when you catch a pass over the middle against the Dolphins, there's this little linebacker, number 54, that's usually sitting around lurking, trying to get a hit on you.
Peyton Manning told us yesterday we have more short game stuff today. We want to create ways to get some yardage after the catch.
It looks like the Dolphins have changed how they're playing it, getting up on the inside receiver.
Manning going to go deep down the far sideline. It is incomplete and almost intercepted down there by number 29, Sam Madison.
Well, it's funny. Last night, what did we do? We talked to Sam Madison about interceptions. How come you're not getting as many? And he says, look, teams change the way they play against us. It's different. You're seeing it today. The Colts are using different things against Miami. And Peyton Manning knows he's got pressure on his backside. Oh, nice hits. Oh. And Sam Madison in perfect position, just misses the catch.
Jeff Ogden awaits the punt. Oh, what a kick. All the way back to the 12-yard line. And Ogden out across the 20 to about the 22. Jason Doring with the stop, and we'll have a moment here and remind you, you can log on to NFL.com and vote for the AFC and NFC All-Star teams to play in this year's Pro Bowl. Vote now at NFL.com or your AOL keyword, NFL.com.
I thought it was interesting talking to Sam Madison yesterday, didn't you? Deion Sanders goes down and does a piece with Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain, and he put life into him. It made him feel so good that, Deion said, look, you're still the best, and when you're getting all those interceptions, when you don't get them, of course, people are going to want to know what's wrong with you, but they're still probably at least one of the 2 or 3 best paired corners in the National Football League.
On first down, Lamar Smith. Slight hole off left guard to about the 25-yard line. You know, you get the impression that a visit from Dion for these cornerbacks is like an audience with the Pope.
Oh, it is. It is. And look, they know they were all fans growing up. They saw him playing. They want to be the style of player. He is a guy who can just make plays and turn games around. And also, Greg, you know, I had to ask him, you know, how was Dion looking? And Sam said, man, he was sweet. His outfit was looking good.
And tight.
And tight,
And
yes.
tight.
I'm learning some new lingo as we go along.
2nd and 7 from the 25. Fiedler fakes the pitch, under the gun, throws, and he's intercepted. Intercepted by Mike Peterson, number 52.
The Miami Dolphins passing game is so much of this. Faking the run action, going the opposite way with the bootleg by the quarterback. The Colts saw him do this all last week. Today they want to get somebody in his face, defenders in his face, makes the football go offline, and Mike Peterson, absolutely a playmaker for this Colts defense, is there for the interception.
Peterson's 2nd interception of the year, and Dave Wanstad didn't like the decision, apparently.
Well, he's right. You know, there was really so little to gain on that throw. When you're in that position, you play the style of quarterback and offense that Miami does, you've got to throw that football away.
Fiedler threw only 14 interceptions all last season. That was number 11. Manning gives McDougal, cuts it back inside and down to about the 15-yard line, and Lorenzo Bromell makes the stop. And with that, time runs out in a pretty exciting first quarter here at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. The Colts driving. They trail Miami 7-3, and we'll be right back. CBS News Update, America Fights Back, all coming up on the Nextel halftime report as we start the second quarter. Dolphins leading at 7-3. The Colts 2nd and 3 from the 15-yard line. McDougal cuts it inside the 10-yard line, and a first down.
Really nice adjustments by Kevin McDougal in the last 2 runs. At first, he was running this same running play, the stretch play you want to call. And the Miami defense was beating him to the outside. They're running so fast. Zach Thomas, they're over pursuing. He's cut back the last 2 runs and picking up nice yards. Watch Zach Thomas, number 54, blocked inside out. Larry Moore's got him. McDougal sees it, cuts up inside, smart running.
Colts have run it 11 times, thrown it 8 times on offense. 1st and goal. McDougal, right side. About a yard, maybe 2. We'll call it 1. It'll be 2nd and goal. Thomas and Moreland Greenwood on the stop. There is the young man now who just has the entire weight of the Indianapolis ground game on his shoulders.
Yeah, well, you always wanted some action. Now you're getting it. And look at him. He's breathing a little hard already here. But it's got to be exciting for him. He's done a good job so far. 10 rushes, 18 yards. But really, the one thing I like, when he sees contact coming, he's trying to burrow in there and get the extra yard.
That's McDougal in motion to the far side. Manning, pump fakes, now throws, end zone, touchdown! Marvin Harrison!
What a play. Marvin Harrison is double covered. Watch him make the move on Brock Marion. Fakes him, goes to the back, and that's what happens when you double cover a receiver. I got him inside, you got him out, but who has him deep? That time they're confused. And when he made that little move inside, Patrick Surtain left him and went to the outside. That's why he was open.
Looked like a carbon copy of a touchdown pass Manning threw at Buffalo to Marcus Pollard last week at the back end of the end zone. Extra point is good. 13:30 to play in the first half. Colts regain the lead by 3. There has not been a deadlier combination than Manning to Marvin Harrison. We told you about Manning's interception troubles early on this season, where he threw 9 interceptions in his first 4 games. That was his 100th pass consecutive without an interception. Chris Chambers from the 6. And it's hit hard at the 20, forward to the 22-yard line. Adrees Bashir, the rookie out of Memphis, made the hit. Let's go back to the scoring play.
Yeah, let's just take a good look at it here, because here's Marvin Harrison, Brock Marion, and Terry Cousin. They have him in double coverage. The fake to the inside gets rid of Terry Cousins on the outside, and then Harrison goes to the back of the end zone. Greg, you said it's a carbon copy. The back of the end zone is a space that defenses just don't take into account enough. It is a weak spot. The Colts knew it, and they've thrown 2 touchdown passes the last 2 weeks to the back of the end zone.
On first down, Lamar Smith tries the left side and got a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and we check in with Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, thank you, Greg. Staying inside the AFC East, Tom Brady to Kevin Falk for the touchdown. We've just started the second quarter. The Bills are threatening. They've hit Remersma down to the Patriots' 9-yard line. Let's go back to Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim. You know, there's a guy everybody figured, well, Tom Brady, he's going to just back up Drew Bledsoe forever, and all of a sudden he gets his chance. You'd have to say he's made the most of it so far.
He has. He has been well schooled at the University of Michigan.
2nd and 8 now. Fiedler gives to Smith again, and Smith out to about the 25-yard line. Rob Morris makes the stop, and to check in on what's happening between the Jets and Kansas City, here's Jim again.
All right, the first to score, the Jets. Testaverde hands it off. Curtis Martin in from a yard out. 7-0 New York midway. Second quarter. Back to you, Greg.
All right, Jim. The New York Jets very much in the thick of things here in the AFC East. Start this day at 5-3. The crowd now behind the Colt defense. 3rd and 7. Fiedler going to come deep down the sideline looking for Chambers, and he's got it. Chris Chambers, the rookie, takes it for the touchdown. Chris Chambers just scored his first NFL touchdown.
Couple things. The Colts have a good defensive front. They fool him with 3 down. Marcus Washington comes around almost untouched, but watch Chris Chambers. It is just run as fast as you can and get as deep as you can, and Jay Fiedler threw it as far as he can for the touchdown. Chris Chambers, this guy is explosive. He plays big, and what a steal in the NFL draft to get him in the 2nd round.
Extra point is good. 74 yards from Jay Fiedler to a happy rookie out of Wisconsin. There's Chris Chambers. Just recorded his first NFL touchdown on a 74-yard catch from Jay Fiedler. That pass represents the longest of Fiedler's career. And here is Terrence Wilkins from the 10. Look out. 40, midfield, and out of bounds, close to the 40-yard line of the Miami Dolphins.
We got us a shootout.
That's a 50-yard kickoff return.
What I really like about Terrence Wilkins, look, he stays back and waits and gets the football on the run. It's really nice timing by him, and that extra speed could have been the difference getting through that one tackle you saw where he broke it and got about 35 extra yards. Pretty good stuff. You remember what Terrence Wilkins told us when he was a rookie? He returned kicks at the University of Virginia. He says, wow, it's great. Here in the pros, they block for you, and they actually set things up. In college, just catch it and do what you can. Takes advantage of opportunities when they're given to him.
Second straight drive as the Colts begin in Miami territory. Manning with time. He's going to go deep. Marvin Harrison fight for the ball inside the 5-yard line, and it's intercepted.
Sam Madison, boy, does he have it today when it's going running down the field, running with these receivers. And he's down on the field right now.
Looks like he's holding his right hand.
Yeah, he's rubbing his hand. But to follow the receiver, watch him on the outside. Stays in the hip, looks back at the quarterback, and then comes underneath. That is something special.
And watch his right hand. He falls on his right hand and right arm. There's the hand. And he is still on the ground at the 2-yard line.
That is special. Not only to be in the position, but when you can be good enough to be in position as a defensive back and then still make the play, that separates you from almost every other defensive back in this league, because there's only a handful that are good enough to do that and still make the interception.
And now Dave Wanstead coming out to check on his star cornerback.
Because you know why? Well, he's concerned about all of his players, of course, Greg. But you lose a Sam Madison, just like the Colts losing Edgerrin James and even Dominique Rhodes, it will change your team. It's clean. Sam Madison has the catch. The crowd's booing because they think Marvin Harrison has the football, but Sam Madison has it, and he lets it go once they're on the ground.
Well, Jim Mora and the Colts are going to challenge.
It's a good challenge because look where the football can be. It's an interception, but
well, Bill Levy will go over and take a look. And Sam Madison is still being tended to, and his father, Sam Sr., has made this trip to Indianapolis with the team to watch his son play.
Let's just look at it one more time. Interception, clean, both hands on it. Marvin Harrison reaches in, and I see no way this will be overturned. I'll tell you, the one thing I really like here too, Sam Madison's play, of course, but Marvin Harrison doesn't give up, tries to reach in, trying to get the catch and protect his quarterback at the same time.
And Madison still appears to be a little groggy.
Well, it's good that he's walking on. I don't see him rubbing his hand anymore, Greg.
So Madison being helped to the dressing room.
What a play.
What a game so far.
Gosh,
we've got about a game and a half worth of highlights in less than one half.
Well, I'm just looking at Dave Weinstead. His reaction, it looked pretty positive when he heard the news from the trainer. What is wrong with Sam Madison?
If this interception holds up, we will have seen 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in less than the last 6 minutes.
Well, what do you think? Give me your opinion. Was I wrong when I thought Sam Madison caught the ball first?
I think I agree, and then he still had possession when he hit the ground.
Yes.
It's too early in the season to go against you.
Yeah.
Well, Bill Levy is taking a good long look at this.
Well, I can see where there is, a little debate, and it's really a nice call by Jim Mora, but when you look at it there, Sam Madison makes the first grab to the football. Did they do it at exactly the same time? It's clean. No. When you look at it there, you can see Sam Madison, 2 hands on the football. Marvin Harrison reaches in.
Well, Bill Levy has made his decision, and we're about to learn what it is.
The coach that throws his headset down didn't get his way.
After reviewing the play, the defensive player clearly possessed the ball. As they were going down, the offensive player grabbed the football. The ball is placed on the 3-yard line.
That might have been the reason Greg White was looking at so long. Not only that, you got to put the football in the proper position, but that is a terrific look at it.
And you see him fall right there, and Sam Madison has been taken to the dressing room to check out his right shoulder. It's his right shoulder that's bothering him.
I was going to say, Greg, the Colts got to file a protest. Dion went down and helped these guys out with that. Because, again, everybody, I told you about it earlier, but Sam Madison was so upbeat and so full of life and felt so much more confident, I think, that I really believe that Dion did have a tremendous positive effect on him and Patrick Surtain, just talking about their play.
This Miami team had 13 interceptions coming into this action this time last year. This was their 5th and the 2nd for Madison, and that play is stacked up on the left side. We were talking a little while ago about 100 consecutive passes for Peyton Manning without an interception. Number 101 was the one picked off by Madison.
And you know what? You can live with those interceptions. One, it's deep in the other team's territory, but you throw almost a perfect pass. The receiver's there. Sometimes defenders do make tremendous plays, and we just saw one.
Especially players on this Miami defense. 2nd and 10. Quick pass, far side. And out across the 5 is Arande Gadsden out to about the 10-yard line.
Boy, looked like a running back or a fullback ducking his head and getting extra yards. Can't believe what I'm seeing here. When I said that, Dominique Rhodes comes flying out on the field
with his shoulder pads on.
With his equipment back on.
And looks like he's raring to go. 3rd and 3. And they're going to try it on the ground, and that's not going to get it done.
Well, so far in this game, Chucky Bakori on the tackle. The Indianapolis Colts defense has been in position to stop every play just about. A good blitz and a long throw by Jay Fiedler. Thomas Smith got beat. Chucky Bakori athletic and playing well for this defensive line.
Well, the Miami offense, you figured, had all the momentum with the interception, and look at what the Colt defense did. Stood right up and stopped them, and here's the punt.
Beautiful.
Here's Wilkins from the 38. Midfield. And another fine return on special teams for Indianapolis. They will be at the Miami 42-yard line when we come back to the RCA Dome after this. 33, Dominique Rhodes, injured on the 3rd play of the game. He is back in the lineup on 1st down. And he's going to get the carry across the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Let's go back to that 3rd play of the game.
It's a draw play, and Dominique Rhodes shows the quickness. Sean Wooden on the hit, and it was labeled a subluxation of the left shoulder, and it must pop back in. There was no damage done. The pain must be minimum for him to come back in, and we'll see how he holds up.
Manning from the shotgun on 2nd and 7. Manning shovel pass. Wilkins breaks outside and fights his way to the 36-yard line. Patrick Surtain coming up from the cornerback position. This is the 3rd straight drive that the Colts have begun in Miami territory.
Well, you see Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator. Greg, the thing I want to wonder about Dominique Rhodes, he comes into the game. We heard Zach Thomas talking about it last night. 34 carries the week before. He's a rookie, and he goes, no disrespect, but we're not the Buffalo Bills defense. And we'll see when we hit him. And he says also, Dominique Rhodes likes to spin. He goes, guys that spin inside, you can cause fumbles on those type of runners.
Here's a 3rd and 4 for Manning. And starting on the far side is Adam Meadows. The right tackle jumped a little too soon.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 73.
So
Offense,
instead of a 3rd and 4,
penalty,
it'll be a 3rd and 9.
That'll change the play call. Now, the one thing I really like, I said a little earlier, the Colts stacking their receivers. The Dolphins have already changed how they're going to play that. They got a different look. They're trying to bump one receiver, and they got 2 defenders behind each set of 2 receivers, and it looks like a much better plan than they had to start the game.
I'll get out of the way.
That's Zach Thomas telling the official to watch out. Manning, quick pass this side. That's complete to Payton. And Payton is wrapped up before he can get much mileage at all.
Well, that was a screen play that went bad. No blocking. Didn't fool the Dolphins defense.
Jamar Fletcher is the man who has come on to replace Sam Madison at the corner.
Watch Payton as he catches it. 3 defenders, 4. Here comes, and about 3 others coming. Good recognition and good techniques by the Miami defensive players.
So on to kick is Hunter Smith, the third-year punter out of Notre Dame. Jeff Ogden standing at his own 10. Smith hangs this one up, and it is grabbed, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Clifton Crosby, number 31, had it, couldn't control it, and the Dolphins will start from their own 20 right after this.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV, the #1 digital satellite entertainment provider, and by Gateway, where you've got a friend in the business.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. 6:55 to play in what has been a terrific first half. The Dolphins with a 14-10 lead, and they start now first down from their own 20-yard line. And they will play fake to Smith. Fiedler going to go deep down the middle. James McKnight can't get there.
Terrific play call by the Dolphins. They fool it. Chad Cota comes out of the deep middle, gets fooled by Arondé Gadsden, and lets James McKnight watch Cota. Here he is. The receiver comes this way. He comes up. McKnight goes behind him. It looks like the perfect throw by Jay Fiedler, 1 yard too far.
And we have another Dolphin down on the field. That's right tackle Todd Wade, number 71.
Yeah, I did not like his reaction. I saw him go down, and he was really upset. And players know when it's more than just a bruise or something like that. Usually they show that kind of reaction, they know they're in trouble as far as playing the rest of the game.
Todd Wade, boy, 6'8", 325 pounds, and you see Mike Peterson, starting linebacker for the Colts, on his way to the dressing room. This has been a physical game, taking its toll. Wade at least on his feet and is going to walk off under his own power.
That's a good sign.
That puts him in the upper half today.
Yeah. Well, that looked, you know, Greg, I'm sorry, just to go back to that play, the Dolphins, when Jay Fiedler makes those fakes, a lot of times he rolls out to the right. That time he pulled up, and it looked like an Indianapolis play action pass.
Phil, I was about to say, how much this weekend with both teams did we talk about Miami's screens, and we've seen Jay Fiedler taking a couple of long shots down the field.
Well, that's right. You change up week to week in this league.
The veteran Harry Swain has replaced Wade at right tackle. And this is Travis Minor on the carry to about the 23-yard line. Maybe the 24. We'll make it 3rd and 6.
Well, see, that's what happens, Greg. It really is. Chan Gailey, offensive coordinator's going, look, we ran about 10 bootlegs last week, about 10 screens. They're going to work all week on that. Well, you've got to scout yourself because they're going to be ready for that. Let's do something that's a little different. And the deep passes have absolutely caught the Colts off guard both times today.
And Vic Fangio says what we're aware of is the Dolphins will screen anywhere on the field with any down and distance. Fiedler, quick pass far side. That's complete to Gadsden. And Gadsden has enough for the first down.
Ooh, let me tell you what, that was close. And I don't mean the interception or anything like that. Watch Arondé Gadsden, the blitz. Nice pickup. Perfect throw. And Macklin gets him by the ankle, or it's going to be another race. When you know your defense is blitzing, which the Colts did, you have to expect a short pass, and you make a break on the football. You better make the tackle because there's no help behind you.
Number 51, Mike Morton, has replaced Peterson at outside linebacker. Here comes another blitz. Coming deep this side, all alone is Chambers, and he can't stay in bounds.
Boy, Jim Mora is looking for some answers. How does Chris Chambers get this wide open? I don't know. It looks like it's a double zone. I see no defenders underneath. The safety is not even close to getting in position. And Chris Chambers, Jay Fiedler puts the football too far outside, mainly because there was pressure in his face that time.
Chambers came within about 2 inches of getting that other toe down and making a terrific legal catch. Travis Minor, and no, they didn't get the play off in time. It appeared that the play clock expired.
Prior to the snap, delay a game. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, there's been a lot of questions and a lot of talk, and especially before the season started, the Miami offense, too predictable, easy, stop the running game, passing game's nothing. Well, Chris Chambers, James McKnight, they've come along. Aronde Gatson, Jay Fiedler in his second year, they are much better at throwing the football.
2nd and 15 from the 29. Straight drop for Fiedler. Pulls it down. Now his outlet to Minor to the 35. Jogs outside. He's down at about the 37-yard line by Jeff Burris. Let's check in with Armin downstairs. Armin.
Greg, you see a lot of Travis Minor right now. That's because Lamar Smith's having some problems. He's only been averaging 2 yards per carry for the last 3 games. In fact, was so concerned, he went in to see Dave Wannstedt on Monday to ask about his job, and Wannstedt told me before the game, he said he told Lamar, you're doing all the right things, and assured his commitment to him in the run will not change. Well, it's changed a little bit so far today. Back to you.
And Rob Morris was telling us yesterday that we don't buy into the fact that Lamar Smith has turned into an average back, and we're going to keep our eye on him. 3rd and 7. There's a screen to the far side, wide receiver, and it went right through the hands of Chambers.
Was that a nice looking play? Receiver comes back, they fake it in the round, they throw a screen to Chris Chambers, and they have it set up. Look at Mike Shula, he knows it. Gonna fake the run this way. Watch Chambers come underneath. He catches it. The block, nobody up the field. Could have been a touchdown.
Would have been a touchdown. Matt Turk ready to kick it away, and Terrence Wilkins has already earned a day's worth of pay with his returns today from the 19. Trying to elude tacklers. Eludes a couple before he's down at about the 24-yard line. Take a look at next Sunday. The NFL on CBS features all kinds of regional excitement. Phil and I will be down yonder in Miami as the Jets take on the Dolphins. Meanwhile, others will see the Colts against Ricky Williams and the Saints, or the Chargers and the Raiders in the AFC West. We ask you to check your local listings for these and other games, beginning with the NFL today.
And that's a handsome group. But Greg, we were talking about the screens. Miami comes up with a new one, and it was well designed and set up, and the overthrow stops a big play.
Dominique Rhodes, the lone back behind Peyton Manning. Rhodes right side. Across the 25 to about the 27, 28-yard line. Derek Rogers with the stop after a 3-yard pickup at 2nd and 7.
Well, I'm glad to see Dominique Rhodes back in there. We talked about it was a lot of fun talking to him yesterday. And Greg, he just said, you know, in college at Midwest Texas State down in, of course, Texas, Division II school, he just dreamed of playing the NFL and just couldn't get the smile off his face talking about what a joy it was to be a player now.
He lines up behind Manning on 2nd and 7. Here comes the blitz. Rhodes picks it up, and that pass is dropped by Marcus Pollard. 3rd and 7.
Well, Marcus Pollard, he will drop a pass now and then, but if I was a quarterback, I could live with it because he's going to make a lot of big plays for you down the field. And he absolutely, as a tight end, is one of those guys who can catch a short pass and make it big. And what did Zach Thomas say? He goes, oh, man, they re-signed Marcus Pollard. I was hoping they couldn't afford him. They'd have to let him go because, well, then he finished it up with something colorful. He's a real pain.
3rd and 7. Manning over the middle. Dilger incomplete. Shadowed by number 27, Arturo Freeman, who has done a terrific job here in place of Brian Walker.
Yes, Arturo Freeman, Greg, when he was not even the starter, he'd come into games, he'd make plays. Number 27, this is a nice match for him. Doesn't even think about going for the fake. Turns and looks at the ball at the last second. Good technique.
Smith to kick. Ogden to receive. A little movement on the offensive line. It appeared to me. That's just my opinion.
Prior to snap. False start. Number 56. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Well, that's what they pay you all that money for, is for your opinion. I don't like listening to it most of the time, but it's all right.
We have 3:36 to play here in what has been a terrific first half.
Another opinion by you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Colts, 5 first downs on their first drive. They've only registered 2 since then. Short. Ogden at the 40. And tackled by number 25, Nick Harper, his second big special teams play of the day. 38-yard punt and a 5-yard return, and there are markers on the field.
Holding. Number 56. Offense. Penalty is declined. First down, Miami.
So the holding penalty is declined. These teams met in a playoff game last year, which was absolutely terrific and was won in overtime. Mike Vanderjagt with a chance to win, pushed right. And Lamar Smith, who just had an absolute career day, topped it off with a touchdown run in overtime to give the Dolphins the 23-17 win. Miami now with the ball at their own 44-yard line. Mike Morton comes running onto the field late for the Colts.
You forgot Mike Peterson's out.
Fiedler. Conrad juggling as he went out of bounds, and that's incomplete.
Well, the one thing this Colts defense is doing, they are stopping that bootleg pass. Mike Wells, 95, is in front of the quarterback. Brad Scioli out in the flat, knocking the football loose. The Colts doing a lot of different things on defense so far today. They're a little undersized, so Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator, says, hey, I got to trick it up sometimes to make up for the lack of size we have. They've done it, just giving up the big plays.
Lamar Smith to about the 42-yard line. That is Smith's 9th carry of the day, and he has a total of 14 yards.
Well, you know what? Now, Dave Wanstead said something that I thought was interesting. He goes, now, Lamar Smith, you know, he's fumbled, and he was concerned that he's too worried about fumbling. And if you do that as a running back, it's going to take away almost all your chances to make a big run. It's like a quarterback who gets scared after throwing an interception. You just got to keep slinging it out there and make it work.
The word from the Colts linebacker Mike Peterson has a sprained knee. His return is questionable. Fiedler. He's got his man across midfield. And Dedrick Ward goes inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. 18 yards on the play and a Miami first down.
That's what you look for nowadays in this league. You go to your third and your fourth wide receiver. Who is their third or fourth defensive back that's going to cover that wide receiver? Dedrick Ward, he's been a productive player. He was good with the Jets. He was against Nick Harper that time, number 25. Good fake inside when he broke out. Easy catch.
We are 10 seconds away from the 2-minute warning, and it appears that the Dolphins will let that come and go without running another offensive play. So 2 minutes to play here in Indianapolis. It's a 14-10 Miami lead. We'll be right back. I want to remind you, the next halftime report coming up. Jim, Mike, Randy, Jerry, scores, highlights, the latest NFL news, and a CBS News update. America Fights Back, all coming up on the Nextel halftime report.
You know, I was just thinking, the Dolphins offense, how everybody perceives it. Look what they've done today. 2 big plays by 2 new players, Travis Minor and Chris Chambers, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be more explosive with the offense they had last year, and they've got it with new players.
Lamar Smith in the backfield behind Fiedler now, who will throw far side, complete. That's Gadsden. Gadsden cuts it inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. 13-yard pickup and a first down.
And when the Colts, when they gang up to stop the running game, you get situations like we just saw that time. Arondé Gadsden, one-on-one against David Macklin. He's got to give him a lot of room, and it's just easy pickings for a quarterback when he sees that situation.
Each team has all 3 timeouts remaining. Here is Smith. And Smith to about the 20. And the clock continues to move.
And there is just nothing happening for the running game up inside for Lamar Smith. No holes. The offensive line getting no push against this defensive line. And
you know, week in and week out, that Indianapolis defense is the primary topic of conversation. And outside of the 2 big plays.
Well, that's a big if, those 2 big plays.
Fiedler on the move.
Green.
Can't throw it back. He's going to pull it down and run. Inside the 15 and out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 44 seconds to play.
That is one nice adjustment and really quick thinking by Jay Fiedler. They're doing the old shoot screen. Everybody run right, and they're going to sneak somebody back to the left, and the defense goes, oh, no. But the Colts defense looking for the screens, caught it again, but they didn't have anybody to stop Jay Fiedler from running.
I think Jay Fiedler turned and looked and saw every Colt linebacker in the stadium on his tail.
There was good recognition by the defense, but you got to account for a quarterback who is not afraid to run.
1st and 10 from the 11. Fiedler, quick drop, the slant. Whoa, what a catch inside the 5-yard line by James McKnight.
Marcus Washington, 53, was in position, didn't see the football.
McKnight makes the grab. Fiedler calls timeout. 35 seconds to play, first half. Miami Dolphins 5-2 on the year, but they have not exactly shined in the red zone.
No, they're not great down there, Greg, but you know what? You got to be careful about some of these statistics. You know how the Dolphins play. They're willing to go for some runs and field goals in situations.
Ray Lucas comes onto the field now, quarterback. Dolphins with some special red zone packages designed just for Lucas's talents. He's on the run and he throws. It is incomplete at the goal line. Jed Weaver, the intended receiver. Lucas knew where his man had to be and almost didn't even look to throw it.
Chad Cota coming from the outside. Pressure on the quarterback, not fooled at all. Good job by Ray Lucas getting rid of it. Not the perfect throw, but should have been an easy catch for a touchdown. Weaver on the out. Oh, nice job by Weaver. Those Chucky Corey off of him, who had him in coverage to get wide open.
Lucas, the handoff, and penalty markers fly. That was Conrad to about the 1. There's a marker down and there's a false start against Miami.
Well, this is everything you don't want.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 82, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
The same Jed Weaver.
You bring in Ray Lucas. He's bigger, a little more physical than Jay Fiedler. He throws what everybody thinks is going to be a touchdown pass. It's dropped. Now you have a 5-yard penalty, and the advantage goes to the Colts defense now.
And Weaver back into the lineup. Lucas has come off the field, and Fiedler has replaced him. 3rd and 7. From
the 8.
The 8. .31 seconds to play. Fiedler hands it off. This play doesn't count as markers fly, and Lamar Smith goes tumbling uncontested into the end zone.
Look at Dave Wannstedt.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 63, offense, 5-yard penalty.
I'll tell you why Dave Wannstedt is angry with Mark Dixon. He's had 4 penalties his last 2 games, 3 in the Seattle game, 1 against Carolina last week, and a big one here.
Well, Dave Wannstedt's over going, oh my, look, they could put themselves in a position to go up 21-10. It's just going to make it so tough for the Colts to come back, and they've just made 3 mistakes in a row.
Well, the Dolphins are operating in not the quietest part of the building down here either.
You got to look for a screen, a draw.
Fiedler buys some time and throws it away. Arande Gadsden was in that part of the end zone, but the field goal unit will now come on.
Well, I guess they can't throw the screen because that's all we talked about. That's all the Colts talked about. So the surprise would not be there.
So Olindo Mare, who has not missed an extra point or a field goal all season long. From 30 yards out, 31 yards out, make it, and he does. And with 21 seconds to play, the Dolphins extend their lead to 17-10.
A couple things Greg Gumbel doesn't like in life. One is pain, or even the thought of pain, and the other is he doesn't play a lot of golf. Ray Lucas, I tell you, he's still walking around. He's madder than heck because of that touchdown and that play. And they do a lot of work on that special package for Ray Lucas. When he gets in there and the opportunity's there and it doesn't work, it upsets a lot of people.
If I were the special teamers for the Dolphins, I'd be taking a good look at Terrence Wilkins here, who scoops it up inside the 5-yard line. Outruns a blocker or two, 25, and down at about the 30-yard line. Scott Gallion with the stop after a 26-yard return. And once again, Miami, the division leader in the AFC East, the New York Jets, with a 2-touchdown lead as we speak over the Kansas City Chiefs, threatening to go 6-3, as Miami would go 6-2 with a win here. Indianapolis trying to stay within shouting distance.
And we'll see the Jets in Miami next week, Gregory. At least I'm doing the game. They told you yet? You're still questionable? Probable?
I'm close by. 14 seconds to play here in the first half. And they elect to run it on the ground. Rhodes gets little or nothing, and they will let the clock expire here in the first half.
The Colts, they almost have to feel good. A lot of things went against them. It's only 17-10. They can easily recover from this.
Let's go down Armin.
Coach, nice stand defensively, but injuries and some big plays on defense. How do you regroup here a little bit?
Well, we'll regroup. We're all right. We're playing hard. The guys are, you know, we gave up big plays on defense. Offense, we had a couple of chances with pretty good field position, and we throw the interception, then we have to punt. You know, we got to take advantage of that good field position. But we got a couple guys banged up, but we're fighting hard, and we're only 7 points down, so I think we got a good chance here.
All right, Coach. Thank you, Greg.
All right, Armin, and of course he's playing at home. Our halftime score: Miami 17, Indy 10. And as you heard in that interview with Armin Katayan just before we left you, Jim Mora went into the locker room feeling very upbeat.
He should be, Greg. I think the injuries, some of the two big plays, when you give those up, a lot of times in this league, that means the game is over. You can't win it. But down 7 points, I think the big thing, I like the Colts defense is playing hard and aggressive, taking some chances. But on offense, they got to find a way to make a few plays. Miami's defense has really been spectacular the first half.
As you look at the numbers, it's understandable that the Dolphins will have the edge. And the big plays, you mentioned a 56-yard touchdown score by Travis Minor and 74 yards to Chris Chambers. And they've more than doubled up in the total yardage department on the Colts.
Yeah, but there's not many halves in the last 3 years for the Indianapolis Colts where they only got 100 yards in that half. And again, Miami made some nice adjustments early with their defense, and it's really taken the creativity away from the Colts offense.
Well, the Colts get the kickoff. Chris Chambers is deep. And Chambers from the 5. The hole, 35, 40, out to the 43 or 44-yard line. Thomas Smith made the stop after a 39-yard return. Here's Armin.
Thanks, Greg. First of all, just a little update on Sam Madison. He's got a slight concussion and a bruised shoulder. Coach Wannstedt told me he will not return in the second half. I asked Coach Wannstedt, will he play it close to the vest this time, trying to keep it with his hands of his defense? He said, no, we're going to play this game like we started it, and it's going to come down, as it always does in football, to execution. Back to you.
All right, Armin.
That's a good question Armin asked, because Zach Thomas said something to us that caught my attention. They lost a game where they dominated in the first half by the Jets because they got conservative, they think.
The pitch for Lamar Smith. Smith looking for running room on the outside and gets some and is close to a first down into Indianapolis territory. Run out of bounds by Chad Cota, about a yard shy. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Well, Lamar Smith didn't see much of this in the first half, and that's somewhere to run. No success running inside by the Dolphins in the first half. This time they go outside. Lamar Smith gets a nice first gain, or a nice first down run. But
Almost a first down.
But to go back to that, they lost that game to the Jets, and Zach Thomas said maybe it was a good lesson, and it's going to help us as the year goes along, because on offense and defense will stay aggressive when we're ahead in the second half.
On 2nd and 1, Fiedler, play action, looks downfield, throwing this way. Oh, what a diving interception by David Macklin. David Macklin has had a tough time out on the corners in the first half. What a terrific interception he made on the play.
It is. You saw the face of Dave Wanstead. Look, there's nothing you can do when a defensive player makes a play like this. Jay Fiedler, no, it's not the perfect throw because he's moving. Now he can't get quite the speed on the football that he wants, and Macklin cuts underneath for the interception.
Well, Dave Wanstead greeting Jay Fiedler with a couple of words. Meanwhile, Peyton Manning from his own 42-yard line. And Dominique Rhodes. Play fake. Manning going to go deep down the far sideline. It is caught by Marvin Harrison. Stride for stride with Patrick Surtain, and the pass was right on the button.
That pass was on the button. Peyton Manning just throws it as far as he can, and Marvin Harrison just keeps sprinting to the football. Watch, Patrick Surtain, the ball's in the air so long, it makes him look back. As he looks back, he loses a little speed, allows Marvin Harrison to make the catch.
45-yard completion, and Manning was giving the sideline the hurry up. He wanted the play right now. First down from the 13. Rhodes, right side, to about the 11. 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, when you run up the middle on this Miami defense, the one guy you got to run through, Daryl Gardner, and the other one's pretty good. Tim Bowens, and they're backed up by Zach Thomas. So running inside is extremely difficult. You have success when you want to go outside. They use their speed, they over pursue, then you cut back underneath it.
2nd and 8.
Yeah.
Reggie Wayne in motion. Manning pumps, throws, got his man, touchdown! Marvin Harrison. For the second time today, Manning pump fakes and finds Harrison on the receiving end for a touchdown.
Marvin Harrison watching go up. Nice fake inside. The pump fake by Peyton Manning makes the defense stop just a little bit where he can throw behind it. Jamar Fletcher, a rookie. He hasn't seen those Peyton Manning pump fakes. Bites up, allows the receiver to go behind him.
Vanderjagt's extra point attempt is good. Marvin Harrison on the receiving end of Peyton Manning's 100th career touchdown pass. We're tied at 17. Marvin Harrison had 20 yards receiving in the first half, had 56 yards on that drive alone, capping it with an 11-yard catch. Chris Chambers deep from the 7. 25. And dropped at the 26-yard line. Jason Doring closing on him, and let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, Sam Madison's out. Watch Jamar Fletcher. There he is. Watch Marvin Harrison go to the back. As you look at Jamar Fletcher on the outside, watch him go up with the pump fake. He lets Marvin Harrison slip behind him, and you got to think, nice little pump fake. It makes him stop just for a second. With Sam Madison, who has looked at about 500 Peyton Manning pump fakes, would he have bit up knowing the deep responsibility? My guess would be no. He would not have jumped up inside.
On first down, quick pass to the far side to Rondé Gadsden. And Gadsden down about the 33. My question then is, if he doesn't bite, then who's got that man short? No one did.
Nobody. The play beat him. So what do? Well, just don't give it up. Make him catch a short one, tackle him, and live to play another one, right?
Right.
I'm always teaching you.
8-yard pickup on the play, 2nd and 2.
But it is a good point, Greg. We were looking at it earlier before we came back on the air, and you said, well, who has him? Well, nobody. It's a zone, and you always want to protect deep and come up to make a tackle.
Lamar Smith to about the 34-yard line. You know, and Peyton Manning, of course, rebounding from that interception. And remember Tom Moore telling us yesterday regarding Peyton Manning and his interceptions, you don't get too high in the highs and you don't let yourself get too low in the lows.
Yeah, it was interesting talking to him about it, Greg. He just, no concern on their part. He goes, look, he won't show that he's concerned, Peyton Manning, so I just take care of myself. I call a few pass plays, let him throw some short ones, complete them, get his confidence back up, and then we start going down the field again.
3rd and 1 for Fiedler and the Dolphins. Lamar Smith pushing and appears to have just enough for a first down.
It does look like he's going to get it. The Indianapolis Colts, that front four is playing well. They are winning the battle on all inside runs, and Vic Fangio, there's defense coordinator, he's got to be happy with that. Everybody says they're not physical, all this about the Colts all the time. They play hard on defense. You look at that defense, and I ask you, tell me a superstar. Name me one. So it's not going to go out there and play like the Baltimore Ravens.
The other thing is, according to NFL standards, they're undersized.
Absolutely, they are.
Travis Minor in the backfield now. He gets the handoff. And Minor dances across the 40 to almost the 41-yard line, where Rob Morris and Chad Cota make the stop after a 4-yard pickup.
You know, Greg, you got to look at your team and you got to analyze it. How are we going to win football games? The Colts, they put a lot of effort and money into their offense. The defense are trying to do the best they can, but there are just no, what I would call, difference makers on that team. There's no defensive back that can intercept balls and run for touchdowns. They got some good young linebackers. They don't have a premier pass rusher, so they do it with a lot of different schemes.
Minor dragged down at the 43. In fact, Jim Morrow was telling us yesterday morning that, you know, what they have to do is scheme and run more than other teams because we just can't stand up straight and play head-on football.
That's right. And listen, when you take those chances to stop the run or you gamble against the pass, whatever it is, can the other group stand up and play on those one-on-one situations? And today they've been pretty good, except, again, 2 big plays that could turn out to be the difference in the game.
The very thing that the Colts have not been doing the last couple of games, giving up big plays on defense. Here comes the blitz. Fiedler throws the slant, batted down on the far side by Macklin, number 27, who has come out here a different player in the second half.
He has made 2 beautiful plays, and there's a difference maker. I look at it, and Macklin's doing a terrific job. Sam Madison or somebody, who knows, they might have picked this off and ran for a touchdown. But the first thing you got to do is get in position. And David Macklin, thrown into this year, learning as he goes along, making some good plays in the second half.
Terrence Wilkin calling for the fair catch and making the catch at the 10-yard line. 9:18 to play in the third. Colts and Dolphins, 17 apiece. And you have a computer, you can follow all the games on NFL.com. And after the games, get in-depth analysis, recaps from the experts, only at NFL.com or your AOL keyword, NFL.com.
Yeah, I want to log on and get some of your opinions, Greg.
Little movement up front. Kenny Mixon, number 79, moved on this side.
Question of the week for Greg. Here we go, the question of the week. I get him every week with a question, and he gets all nervous because he thinks he's not going to answer this right.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, number 79. Defense, 5-yard penalty.
The answer is it was encroachment.
No, that's not the question. Here we go. You ready? Here it is. Tom Moore said to us at the beginning of the season, something about a snap count. Just what did he say about the snap count?
It is one of the biggest weapons that a quarterback has.
Well, you just broke my heart. You are right. That's right. You're 1 for 5 now. There we go. Wow, that was very good, though. Good memory, but it is true. It's not used enough. And Peyton Manning, I say it all the time, he uses it quite a bit.
Manning, play fake. Eludes the rush, throwing downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for Reggie Wayne. Jason Taylor was the man giving chase, and it'll be 2nd and 5. I'm on a roll. Ask me something quick.
No more questions. But what a job by Peyton Manning avoiding the sack. And, you know, we had a little fun with Jim Moore and Peyton Manning and everybody about his run last week. And, you know, for a guy that's 6'6", the biggest thing that has surprised me about Peyton Manning in the National Football League is how mobile he is moving around and getting off passes.
Neither team has registered a sack today. And Manning came in having been sacked 16 times this season. 2nd and 5. Rhodes, nothing there. Go back to last week.
Let's just look at that play last week. Look at the safety. They got the call on. Peyton Manning says, as I was leaving the center, I saw him run over and I said, what the heck? I'm going to keep the football. And then he goes, I think I can get a first down. And he said he had about 20 yards to go, and he couldn't believe it that he was going to score a touchdown.
Peyton told us he's run that 4 times in his career. Once in the pros, 3 times in college, and all 4 have gone for touchdowns. 3rd and 5, Manning out of the shotgun. Throws the quick slant, incomplete, dropped by the rookie Reggie Wayne. Tom Moore told us Reggie Wayne, with all of the preseason time and exhibition time missed, that this is in effect about his first
real season game.
Yeah.
And you can see Peyton Manning, Jim Moore, you saw his disgust. Couple reasons. One, they want him to catch the ball. Could have got a first down, and they could change field position. Now the Dolphins are going to get the ball back somewhere around midfield maybe.
Colts look to Hunter Smith to get off a good one here. Ogden takes a peek, pulls it in from the 32-yard line. Is loose the football. Colts say they have it. And they do. Number 31, Clifton Crosby, came out of the pack with the football. Change in field position, but not quite the way we envisioned it. Third turnover of the day by the Miami Dolphins, and this is a big one.
Well, watch Jeff Ogden. He runs into his own man who's trying to get a block. That causes him just to lose a little concentration, and that was a nice job. I can't tell who knocks it out. That's
Nick Harper was there.
Nick Harper, number 25, that did it.
Justin Snow had him around the waist. First down, play action, Manning. Looks deep, has it, Harrison, inside the 5, touchdown.
Brock Marion is so upset as he's back there. Arturo Freeman, number 27, making the start today in place of Brian Walker. It looks like they're covered. Watch Marvin Harrison go down the field. Manning wanted to go left and deep. And anytime you get a wide receiver up the field on a safety, Marvin Harrison against Arturo Freeman, that is too tough for any safety in the National Football League.
Marvin Harrison with his second touchdown catch in less than 5 minutes, and Peyton Manning takes immediate advantage of the turnover. 40-yard strike to Marvin Harrison. The Colts are leading 24-7. Expectation we had, the winning team has won the road game each of the last 4 regular season games. Peyton Manning has hit Marvin Harrison, while Chambers caught a long touchdown pass from Fiedler. Back came the Manning to Harrison combination. 4 lead changes today. The Colts lead it by a touchdown as they kick it off. Here's Chambers. 25, 30, out to the 34-yard line. And let's go back to the touchdown pass.
All right, let's go back. You'll see Marvin Harrison up top. Watch how he gets down the field against Arturo Freeman. You're a safety. Now all of a sudden you've got to cover Marvin Harrison, when you see him coming at you, you've got to turn and run deep. Just don't give up the big pass.
Phil, first thing I saw was Peyton Manning look to his left down the left sideline.
He wanted to go deep, and that look left was just enough to keep Brock Marion from coming across the field and getting involved in a play where he shouldn't have been, but that look left kept him out of there.
Fiedler from his own 34, straight drop, throws this side, that's complete, just across midfield to Oronde Gadsden.
Well, the one thing I have noticed today, and Jay Fiedler, when he's going to throw the ball outside, and it's just one-on-one coverage outside, except for David Macklin knocking that last third down pass down, the receivers are open, and they're making it, it's pretty easy throws, too, for Jay Fiedler to take advantage of it.
Fiedler 10 out of 18, operating from midfield. The pitch to Lamar Smith, and he gets a couple before Rob Morris, the middle linebacker, closes on him after a 3-yard gain.
Now, see, I like that a lot more than just the handoffs up the middle. That time, Lamar Smith gets an option. I can run outside, but what happens when you pitch outside? The defense is going to spread out just a little more, and it gives you the opportunity to cut back up in there. He did that time. Short gain, but at least a better opportunity was there for the running back.
Fiedler on 2nd and 7, going to go deep for Chambers again, and overthrows it. Jeff Burris, number 20, on the coverage.
Now, Jeff Burris did the smart thing. He just, as soon as Chambers comes at him, he turns and just runs. Watch him, number 20, top of your screen. There, just go. Give up the 15-yard out. In good position, going to play defense all the way.
Jeff Burris in his 8th season. And Miami 5 out of 9 on 3rd down, looking at a 3rd down opportunity here. 3rd and 7. Fiedler needs the 40-yard line for a 1st down. Steps up, throws, incomplete. He threw it just as he was being brought down at midfield by Mark Thomas, number 90.
I do like what the Colts do on 3rd down. They're creative. They're using Marcus Washington, number 53. Rob Morris that time. Different looks, and they can get after the quarterback pretty good. They can pressure. Well, they're getting sacks on the quarterback, and that time it forced Jay Fiedler into a hurry-up throw.
Matt Turk aim for the sideline. Well, he lofts it up, and it's caught by Scott McGarahan, which will put the Colts and Peyton Manning in something of a hole when we come back. 6:40 to play in the 3rd. Back in Indianapolis, 6:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. Manning and the Colts will start from their own 7-yard line, leading 24-17. Manning has thrown for 96 yards in this quarter, and all of them to number 88, Marvin Harrison. This is on the ground. Rhodes trying to turn the corner, and it is out to about the 10-yard line. Harrison, what a day he has had so far, and there is still time to improve. He has touchdown catches of 8 yards, 11 yards, and 40 yards. And that combination has gotten Marvin Harrison over 100 yards receiving on the day. And with that, he ties Raymond Berry for the most career 100-yard games in Colts history.
I think he's going to beat it, I think.
I think so. Manning underneath. Harrison down to about the 20, out at the 23-24 line. Derek Rogers coming up to make the stop. And again, it's worth going back. Tom Moore and Peyton Manning both saying we're looking for short stuff now with yardage after the catch.
More short stuff,
more
Greg.
short
That's
stuff.
right, more short stuff. But this kind of catches the Dolphins defense. You saw the inside receiver clear it out, and then Marvin Harrison comes underneath. Now, don't forget, Brian Walker, a starting safety, is out. Sam Madison, one of the best corners in the league, is out. So some of the cohesiveness of that defense is gone, even though the guys replacing them are very good physically.
And Rhodes out over the 25 to about the 28-yard line. And we take a break and check in with Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, Greg, we just watched your highlight reel of Harrison today. Another huge day, though, by Curtis Martin of the Jets. 112 yards and 3 touchdowns. He shares the league now with Harrison. 10 touchdowns on the season. Jets blanking the Chiefs' 4th quarter. Back to you.
All right, Jim, and we will see those New York Jets down in Miami against the Dolphins a week from today.
And the Jets defense, where did it come from? They were horrendous. And now the last 3 games, they're the opposite of it. They're playing spectacular.
On 2nd and 6, this time Reggie Wayne, 35, 40, it'll be a first down. And once again, we check in with Jim Nantz in New York, this time on the Patriots and the Bills. Jim?
All right, Greg, up in Foxborough, Antoine Smith, the former Bill, gets one on his former team right here. Great effort. Gets it across 14-3. 2 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Patriots ahead. Let's go back to you.
All right, Jim. Indianapolis first down now, their own 40-yard line. We look at the numbers on Peyton Manning. You can renegotiate on that 3rd quarter.
The thing I'm noticing, it is absolutely changing the 2 defensive backs out. It is changing the way this defense is playing.
Play fake, and he goes down. And now penalty markers fly as Derek Rogers applied an extra hit.
I was too busy looking down the field, Greg, because this is the blitz that Miami is tremendous at.
It'll be a personal foul on the Dolphins.
They time it so well.
Personal foul, number 79, unnecessary roughness. Defense 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, Bill Levy says Kenny Mixon. Well, let's see if it was Derek Rogers instead. Greenwood with the first pass, and there is Derek Rogers with the 2nd hit on Manning after he was down.
But the timing of the blitz by the Dolphins, that's the blitz that Peyton Manning was talking about, Greg. He just says once when we play these guys, I want to have the right play on when they do that blitz, but they wait so long and they're so good at it that I can never make a play. And that time they got the sack. They're fortunate for the personal foul.
Manning to throw. Looking for Pollard. That's incomplete inside the 40-yard line. And let's go down to Armin.
Greg, you know, we were talking about that little look left that Peyton made before that last touchdown pass to Marvin Harrison. Reminded me of something he told us yesterday. My jaw was basically dropping. He told us he had made 4 different coverage decisions before he made that naked bootleg run for a touchdown, how quickly he can process information. And Tom Moore says, we never second guess Peyton, not somebody who makes football his life study. Back to you.
Yeah, Armin, I think our jaws drop every time we listen to Peyton Manning talk football.
Oh, it's an education. It really is. It's not the same game I played when I listened to him.
Under the gun, quick pass over the middle. He missed Dominique Rhodes in the middle. Zach Thomas came charging through. And, you know, you hear Peyton Manning talk football, you also hear Zach Thomas and the games that they get into. Zach says, you know, he'll say something and I'll move one way and he'll see me move, so he'll call something else and I'll move it the other way, and sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm not.
Yeah, it was really interesting hearing all that. And then Zach Thomas, you asked him, do you talk to Peyton during the game? He goes, oh no, he'll get in my head. I don't want him getting into my head. And he goes, I want to hate Peyton Manning.
I don't want to like him.
So I don't want to talk to him and find out he's a nice guy. You know, I compete against him, so we don't talk during the course of a game.
And there is Zach Thomas.
Oh, look, Peyton's changing and Zach Thomas is trying to change what they were going to do.
And now Peyton runs out of time on the play clock. The games continue on the field. 3:18 to play in the 3rd. Back to Indianapolis. We're just recounting amongst ourselves the conversations we had with both Peyton Manning and Zach Thomas. And both of them were in Honolulu at the Pro Bowl. And Zach said, I even stayed away from him there because I don't want to like him.
Yeah, but he did say, yeah, we talked, and shoot, he is a good guy, and it just kind of ruins the atmosphere for this game. But look at him here. He's trying to figure out the checks that Peyton Manning's going through.
Dominique Rhodes. Rhodes wrapped up by Taylor and Derek Rogers. That was a third down play, and so the punting unit will come onto the field.
Now, that might be the most conservative call I've seen from the Colts in a long time. Even Jim Moore is like going, So we like that play, huh?
Yes, that'll be one of those. You'll have to explain later why.
Nah, you break tendencies, and when those type of plays work, everybody goes, oh, that was great. They caught him off guard, and of course they second guess it immediately when it doesn't work.
Hunter Smith booms it out of there. Jeff Ogden, number 9, eludes the tackle out to about the 20-yard line. And while we have a moment, here is our NFL.com interactive poll for today. What's been the most surprising aspect of the 2001 season thus far? Log on, cast your vote at NFL.com. .229 to play here in the third, and Fiedler gathers his offense together and goes back to work.
You know, when you in a game like this, and the Dolphins, let's just say if it ended like this, they're going to go and look. We had a deep pass open that we missed to James McKnight, and they possibly had a screen set up that could have gone a long way to lead to points. They missed some opportunities in the first half. They got to find a way to make some plays here now.
On the move, under the gun, goes down. No, yes, down at the 2 or 3 yard line. Brad Scioli had him. I thought he was going to get away, but he didn't let him.
Jim Morris says the Dolphins, it's either a boot pass where the quarterback moves out or a screen about 70% of the time. And look at this, Brad Scioli is in the way. The Colts have done a good job today of always having somebody away from the plate look for Jay Fiedler coming out.
He actually got away from Scioli right there, and Scioli came back and got him by the ankle. Loss of 18 on the play, 2nd and 28, and we get a timeout.
Well, I said it to you earlier, Greg. Hey, you know, the Dolphins, they know. We did so much of this last week that the Colts would be ready for it, and they have been. When they've moved the quarterback or throw the screens, except for the one screen that actually was missed, they have stopped the 2 primary weapons of the Dolphins offense.
I brought this up earlier about all the time that we spent this weekend talking about the Miami screens. Would you admit we haven't seen nearly as many as we thought we'd see?
Oh, we haven't, because they know that they're looking for them in there. And the couple they've tried. Remember the throwback screen? They were all over that. They've thrown a quick screen out to the wide receiver a couple times that have worked. And the other one, again, that was missed, that had a potential to be a really big play.
We saw Jay Fiedler trying to throw on the move there. Something we talked with Jay about yesterday, and he said he threw on the run all the time in high school and in college. In fact, he quarterbacked the run and shoot in high school.
Yeah, no, boy, he was ahead of his time there. Look at the screens, 2 for 15. Bootleg pass is 1 completion for 8 yards.
2nd and 28. Fiedler looking both ways, and he's going to go deep down the sideline. It is intercepted. Is he out of bounds? He is out of bounds.
Didn't get his 2nd foot down.
Idris Bashir, the 2nd-round draft pick out of Memphis.
Now, if you're going to throw the football away, throw it away. And even his left foot is on the sideline, it looks like. But I'm pretty sure that time Jay Fiedler was just trying to get rid of the football.
3rd and 28. And again, Vic Fangio says they don't hesitate to screen from anywhere and on any down and distance. Fiedler steps up, throws. That's Minor out of the backfield. Tripped up and is down at the 12-yard line by Rob Morris.
Rob Morris, 94. He has been very active today, has done a good job when he's blitzed on 3rd downs, rushing the quarterback, getting into quarterback's face, and that time just making a play chasing down Travis Minor.
Rob Morris was funny. He told us that this whole thing about scheming when he got into the pros, when he was in college, it was just go get the guy with the ball.
Get the guy with the ball, and he goes, man, it is complicated here in the National Football League.
Terrence Wilkins at the 40. Looking for running room and runs out back at the 37 or 38-yard line. Want to remind you tonight on CBS, don't miss the I Love Lucy 50th anniversary special. Never before seen footage and a countdown of the top 10 funniest episodes. Join some of Hollywood's biggest stars as they share their favorite Lucy memories on the I Love Lucy 50th anniversary special tonight on CBS.
Well, come on, give me your Ricky Ricardo. You're pretty good at this imitation stuff. Oh, you're gonna get all bashful now? Man, you even getting a little flush.
If I feel it in the middle of the fourth quarter, you'll get it. Line of scrimmage is the 38-yard line with 1:06 to play here in the third. Colts with the football and a 7-point lead.
Here's the blitz. Both outside linebackers are coming. Man coverage down the field.
Pump fake over the middle, intercepted. Zach Thomas to the 40, 35, and just like that, the Dolphins have a turnaround.
Oh, Peyton Manning caught the blitz and then checks to a play once and throws it down the middle, and watch Zach Thomas. Sees the tight end, turns. What a play by Zach Thomas. And Greg, after the play was over, Marvin Harrison was upset on the outside, and Peyton Manning goes, wow, I finally catch it, and I throw an interception against the defense.
Chess game advantage, Zach Thomas. Line of scrimmage, the 34-yard line. Whistle blow, this play does not count. Penalty marker on the play.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 86, offense. 5-yard penalty remains
The
first.
penalty is on Oronde Gadsden on an early move.
Oh, what a turn. This game's only changed about 15 times back and forth today, but boy, Zach Thomas, that is terrific. I think he is really good in pass defense when he's allowed to roam. In other words, read the quarterback, help out with people, but when he's one-on-one in coverage against a back or a wide receiver, of course, that's not going to be a strong point.
1st and 15. Fiedler, deep drop, throws this sideline complete to Gadsden, and he is out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. We'll call that a 16-yard gain and a first down.
Oronde Gadsden having a good day today. Perfect throw by Jay Fiedler. I like what Gadsden does. He goes up, makes the fake inside, just roams at, but he protects himself and the catch because he knows he's going to get hit after he catches the football.
Oronde Gadsden, coming off of a 5-catch, 102-yard day against Carolina, has 6 of them today for 71 yards. Fiedler to throw again, the other side, and that is complete just inside the 15-yard line to James McKnight.
I'd say that's a pretty good catch there too.
8-yard pickup, and when we come back, it'll be 2nd and 2. But for now, we have come to the end of the third quarter with the score. The Colts 24, the Dolphins 17. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. You can see how tightly contested this series has been the last 2.5 years. Well, you know reason to think this is going to be any different.
Most of the games, Greg, we've done quite a few of them. They're always like this. You just go, oh, the Colts, they've got it in hand. They're doing, oh, excuse me. Here comes the Dolphins.
2nd and 2. Lamar Smith. Looks to be a little shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. There's Chan Gailey trying to figure out what the best play is to call here. I thought it was interesting talking to Jay Fiedler last night, asking him on certain situations, Do you prioritize? Do you save a play for a certain time? And he goes, oh, no, if you think it can work, you use it right now.
We never save in this league. Win this week, call the play now.
On 3rd and 1, the give is to Smith, and Smith, did he get enough?
Well, this is where the foot comes down. I would have said, by looking at it, no, he did not get it.
I think Rob Morris was playing college football that time and said, just go get the guy with the ball.
Isn't it funny? We talked to Rob Morris, and you can see it when you watch his team play. He just has a better understanding what he's doing. He's letting his athletic ability come out. He says, when I came here last year and they started telling me what to do, it's like I lost every bit of athletic ability I ever had, because you've got to think so much. He's over the thinking stage. He's reacting, and he's making plays.
Olindo Mare has already made one 31-yard field goal today. Gets another one. Dolphins add 3. They trail by 4. We'll be right back. Miami scoring play. 5 plays, 20 yards. And Olindo Mare with his second field goal of the day. 24-20, Indianapolis. Mare to kick. Wilkins is deep. Wilkins has been threatening to break one all day. Here's a short one. Wilkins on the run at the 15-yard line. Cuts it back, and nowhere to go there as he's buried at about the 22 and 23-yard line. We remind you, next Saturday in prime time, it'll be a wild walk in the swamp when Bobby Bowden's Florida State Seminoles tangle with Rex Grossman and the Florida Gators. The Hatfields and McCoys pigskin style next Saturday in prime time right here on CBS Sports.
You know, Todd Blackledge, he does the games with Vern Lundquist. I like how he goes, now, Vern. Why don't you change your name to Vern? I like that.
You can call me
Vern. I'll just change my name to whatever you want. Don't say it over the air, though.
Peyton Manning goes to work. First down at his own 23-yard line. And he's going to give it to Rhodes. He's going to try to right side. 25, 30, 35. He hits Arturo Freeman head on at the 36-yard line. It's enough for a first down.
Boy, Dominique Rhodes, there's a couple things. I can't even believe he's back in the game, Greg. But let's watch him run and just look at the speed that he has stretching the play. And then when he turns up, you can see that he has the speed to get the extra yards. And what a hit he delivers to Freeman. Watch Zach Thomas, 54. Looks like he's going to make the play. Ken Dilger gets just enough of him to stop him from making the tackle.
14-yard pickup is Rhodes' longest of the day. First down at the 37. On the blitz. Manning pump fakes and held on to it too long, and he's down at the 28. Derek Rogers came in and actually ran over Dominique Rhodes.
You said it right. Peyton Manning took too long. He knew it was a blitz. Here comes Rogers off the corner, overpowers Dominique Rhodes, and Peyton Manning was trying to pump fake it, get an extra look, didn't have enough time.
Now, one of the things the coaches have said that Dominique Rhodes has done very well is pick up pass protection, because that's something that Edgerrin James excels in.
Well, and Rhodes has done a good job. That time, he just got overpowered. Rogers just had too big of a head start.
On 2nd and 18 on the draw, Rhodes straight ahead. Boy, he picks up speed in a hurry. To the 34-yard line.
I think the thing that, jumped out at me, Greg, when we talked to Dominique Rhodes yesterday, I just looked at him and I go, now, explain this to me. How did you get to Midwest Texas State? Because he just didn't develop this talent like while he was in college, but grades kept him out of going into a major university, and had to go to junior college, ends up at a Division II school, still stood out where he became a free agent, and a lot of people wanted him when he was a free agent after the draft this past year.
And a one-time helper around the Dallas Cowboys camp. Where's that number 33 for his favorite, Tony Dorsett? The pass out here, Harrison out of bounds at midfield, and it's a first down. And Peyton Manning slow to get up off the turf, and he gets up off of the penalty marker.
I can't believe, he's bleeding from the lip here. I can't even believe one, and he completes it. Then he gets it off. Watch this.
Personal foul.
Oh,
Number
helmet.
91 defense. Unnecessary roughness. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Looked like a Lorenzo Bromell, number 91.
Well, the top of his helmet did hit Peyton Manning's chin. Watch it, Greg. Bromell, number 91, coming around on a defensive tackle game. And it could have been called from taking him to the ground, slamming him. You are not allowed to do that to a quarterback.
So Manning comes over to the sideline, and while he's being looked at, Mark Rippon has come onto the field.
Well, I think they're going to try to stop the bleeding from Peyton Manning's mouth.
The line of scrimmage is going to be the Miami 35-yard line.
And you know, the Dolphins are very upset about what happened, but it was clearly a foul. You cannot grab the quarterback and then take him when you know you're going down and slam him to the ground like that.
Mark Rippon, 39 years old last month, Super Bowl 26 MVP, has come on here on first down.
Here comes the double blitz.
Dolphins are coming to give loose football. Picked up by the Dolphins. Jason Taylor has it. He's down at the 41-yard line.
That's what you do. New quarterback in the game. The Dolphins coming with the blitz, the penetration. They have problems with the handoff. They get the fumble.
Third turnover of the day by the Colts. Momentum plays no favorites here today. 10:50 to play here in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time. Colts with a 4-point lead. Travis Minor in the backfield behind Fiedler, who's going to throw. This side, McKnight going to curl it back to about the 47 or 48-yard line. And let's go back to the fumble.
Where do we start? Watch Mark Rippon as he's trying to make the handoff. Larry Moore, the guard, gets pushed back. Trips him. He falls. The handoff's okay, but the blitz allows Derek Rogers to come out from the outside unblocked, and Jason Taylor picks up the fumble.
2nd and 3 at the 48. They're still working on Manning on the sideline. Minor across midfield, and that's enough for a first down. And let's check in with Armin. Armin.
Greg, as you can imagine, they're feverishly working here on Peyton's lower lip, packing with gauze, trying to staunch the bleeding. It appears they're using some sort of medicine to try to help him down here, and looks like he's going to be going back in the game. Back to you.
All right, Armin, thank you. And knowing Peyton as we do, he's very antsy about it.
Well, he's just mad because of that last series. I tell you what, that was a special play he had in that throw to Marvin Harrison, and then to see it go away with the fumble.
Minor straight ahead, doesn't get very much at all. Jeff Burris, number 20, in on the stop.
Now, you know, I would be tempted, if I'm the coach, Dave Weinstedt, to stay with Travis Minor even more. He's going to stay in the game again this play, because you can see when he gets the football, the quickness is just there. He's got more quickness than Lamar Smith, and he can go inside and go outside much quicker and get some cheap yards for this offense.
See his numbers on the day. 9 minutes to play exactly on 2nd and 9. Fiedler over the middle and underthrew his intended receiver. Ellis Johnson in on Fiedler. As you look at Lamar Smith, this is the same Lamar Smith who last December carried 40 times for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns in the playoff victory over these Colts down at Pro Player Stadium.
And not only that, though, Greg, again, Ellis Johnson on the quarterback. Wide open receiver down the field, but not enough time to get to him. The pass rush has been good the last couple of weeks by the Colts.
Miami 0 for its last 4 on 3rd down. 5 wide receivers for Fiedler out of the shotgun, and here come the Colts. Quick pass, far side, that's complete. Dedrick Ward, but did he get enough for the first down? At the spot of the ball, it appears he did, and that's going to upset more than just a couple of Colts.
I thought he was right on the mark. It was a good job. Oh, look at this. The Dolphins trying to run a play in a hurry so it can't be reviewed. Oh, they were. I like it. Watch Jay Fiedler. Nice throw. What an adjustment by Dedrick Ward. And Bashir comes up, makes an aggressive tackle. Dedrick Ward was past the line of scrimmage. Well, that's pretty, I don't know, Greg.
Well, we're going to have a measurement.
Let's take a look at it if we get a chance one more time to see where we think the throw and where the line of scrimmage, the mark should be. He catches it. I think it's safe to say he did not get to that 38-yard line, but it's pretty close.
Now, the Colts coaches right next to us, or we have some coaches next to us yelling, challenge it.
Well, from the overhead view, Greg, that we just showed you, it looks like he's about a half a yard short.
And we have a red flag out on the field.
Here we go. Let's take a look at this. Oh, absolutely, he is short. That is a nice shot.
They may get a better placement of the ball out of this. Now the Colts, the flag came out from the Colts side of the field.
He wants to challenge the spot of the ball, which you are allowed to do.
If Jim Mora loses this challenge, he's out of timeouts for the rest of this half.
The spot cannot be challenged. It was not involving a first down. Therefore, it's fourth down still.
It's not involving
Not involved in a first down. I'm sorry, because I was so busy looking at that. I did not even know if they got the first down or not by the spot. Let's take a look at Jim Moore. We could, Greg. Yeah. Oh, and he gets it hung up. Got to get a little more practice time in. But you were right. The Indianapolis Colts coaches are next to us. We were hearing them yell, challenge the play. And there you can see him right there.
And now we have Bill Levy waving his hands here and bringing everything to a halt for a moment.
Well, I think what happened is the ball was moved. Now they got to bring the chain back out to put it exactly where it should be.
8:33 to play, and Fiedler and the rest of the offense are about to go for it on fourth down.
Okay.
And that is really close.
This Miami team.
Therefore, we had to reset the ball. Fourth down.
This Miami team has had its chances in the first half. They had 2nd and 2 at the 3, settled for a field goal. This half, they had 2nd and 2 at the 14, settled for another field goal. And the biggest challenge yet now for this Colt defense. Fiedler, quick pass outside, complete. First down to Chambers.
Wow. What a play. What a chance. I couldn't even see from the Colts. Marcus Washington, 53, almost gets a hand on the football. I couldn't tell if he tipped the football or not. I don't think he did. But just stand at the line of scrimmage. You can see how far the defense is off. Chambers, gutsy call.
4th and inches, he got 10 yards. First down, Miami. Fiedler, play fake, throws down the sideline. Chambers all alone for the touchdown.
Oh, boy. Who do you throw it to? Everybody was open for the touchdown that time. Chris Chambers going down the left sideline, uncovered. Look at the receiver going down the middle. He's open for the touchdown.
David Macklin saw a receiver in front of him, left his man, and Chris Chambers was wide open. Mare with the extra point is good. 7:44 to play. Miami has regained the lead, 27-24 Dolphins. Chambers came into the action today with 330 total yards receiving and no touchdowns. You see the numbers he's put up here today as Mari kicks it away. Terrence Wilkins from the 2. 20, 25, 30, and down at the 32-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, let's take the touchdown. Take a second. Chad Cota is responsible for half the field. Here's David Macklin. And now we can run the play. Chris Chambers at the bottom. Watch how uncovered he is. See, Chad Cota was caught in the middle. 2 receivers coming down the field. He doesn't know what to do, and Jim Moore goes big mistake. And usually the corner, which was David Macklin, you've got to read the inside receiver.
I got you.
When he goes deep, you've got to stay with your receiver on the outside.
Peyton Manning back on the field, first down, 32-yard line. Pass is complete to Harrison. Harrison, 45, midfield, and down at the 46-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. Brock Marion makes the stop. We check in with Armin.
Greg, I can tell you the situation with Peyton is a little more serious than originally reported. He's definitely got some problems in his lower jaw area. They just brought a doctor down with some dental expertise to take a look at it. Pronounced him fit enough to go in the game, but he's definitely in pain. Back to you.
All right, Armin. Rhodes, left side.
Zach Thomas just diagnoses plays so fast and then just has the speed to run there and get there, make a play. That's what happens. You hear all that. The preparation he puts into each game is extraordinary. You saw his notes last night. He had notebooks, like 3 of them. He's flipping through pages, and I'm like, my gosh, I never did that much as a quarterback. But all that preparation lets him anticipate plays on the field.
Manning on 2nd and 12. Throws. Pollard coming across, and he's down at the 40-yard line. Now, the one thing that has not been in the Colts offense today has been a pass to the running backs coming out of the backfield. Peyton Manning, well, you know what a great receiver Edgerrin James has been since he's come into the league, and he feels that Dominique Rhodes has had that special ability, too, to work out of the backfield. We haven't seen it today.
No, we haven't. They did it one time, Greg, where they were going to try to do it. Dominique Rhodes came out of the backfield and actually tripped on the AstroTurf and went down. So at least they did call that play one time.
From the 40-yard line, 3rd and 4.
Here comes the blitz again. Peyton Manning is checking. Last time he threw the interception.
Pump fake.
Got him.
Gonna go deep. Harrison, incomplete.
Peyton Manning was not going to make the same mistake he made last time. That's when Zach Thomas picked it off over the middle. Marvin Harrison did a double move. There's the blitz. He pump fakes to the outside. Marvin Harrison did an out and up. Watch it. The blitz. Oh, man, nice fake.
There is the reason why we are hearing the Colt coaches next door yelling their heads off and saying that he held him.
I did not see that the first time, but Patrick Surtain knew he was beat, tried to grab him, couldn't even do that well enough.
Hunter Smith kicks it away, and a fair catch at the 12-yard line made by Jeff Ogden. We are down to 5:24 to play. The Dolphins with a 3-point. 5:24 to play here in the 4th quarter. The Dolphins with a 3-point lead. Marvin Harrison just missed on a connection from Peyton Manning. The coaches on the Indianapolis side of the field are upset. We'll show you why in just a minute. On first down, on the ground, straight ahead, and lots of yardage for Lamar Smith out to the 31-yard line. Just a few moments ago, first Marvin Harrison, then Tom Moore and Jim Mora jumping all over the side judge, Don Carlson, and here's why.
Look at the move, pump, got him, 2 hands to the jersey, grabs the jersey. Now look how close the ball is, off of 1 hand. Now if you think that didn't affect Marvin Harrison down the field, you're wrong. Go out and do a sprint somewhere and have somebody just slightly grab your shirt. You'll see how much it slows you down. So tough call. I got to think he did not see the pulling of the jersey.
On first down, Smith to the 32.
But to go back to that play, Greg, we talked about that. Peyton Manning has been just can't believe he can't time up the plays against that defense twice today. One was an interception, and that missed opportunity. He got what he wanted, just couldn't take advantage of it.
Peyton Manning still nursing his sore chin. Chad Bratzky, number 92, just limped off the field. The defensive end for the Colts. 2nd and 8. Conrad going the other way. And he's wrapped up at about the 35-yard line.
Gosh, Rob Morris is just, he thinks he's Zach Thomas today out there. He has been terrific. It's a nice play by the Dolphins. It looks like a pitch one way. They come back with an inside reverse. Rob Morris not fooled. In on the tackle. And a good solid hit.
There's Chad Bratzky trying to walk it off on the sideline. The newlywed Rob Morris, we might add, married just 7 months ago. 3rd and 5. Play clock down to 2, and the snap and the give goes nowhere to Travis Minor. And the Dolphins will have to kick it away. Another fine defensive stand by the Colts.
Yeah, it was. Pretty conservative play call. The Dolphins did have an opportunity to throw the football outside again against one-on-one coverage. They elect to play it safe and go with the draw.
Terrence Wilkins.
You can make those decisions, Greg, when you have a defense that you think is one of the best in the league.
Matt Turk hopes to get off a boomer here. Hangs it up high. Wilkins, fair catch called for and made at the 27-yard line. We'll take the opportunity to remind you tonight on CBS, what was it that caused the nightmares that terrified New York's tough-as-nails police commissioner? Let him tell you tonight on 60 Minutes, followed by the education of Max Bickford, and then celebrate America's all-time favorite comedy. Don't miss the I Love Lucy 50th anniversary special tonight on CBS. Peyton Manning with 9 fourth-quarter comebacks to his credit in his career. 221.
Sorry, Greg.
Let's all say it again.
We did that together. That was nice. Yes, 221. One timeout. You take it as a quarterback right now. There's no doubt. It's 4-down territory, so he knows he's playing with 4 downs now instead of 3.
Manning straight drop over the middle. That's incomplete. Surtain all over the back of Marvin Harrison, who looks for a flag and doesn't get it.
Well, Patrick Surtain says, look, I'm not a dummy out here. They've run this play about 6 times today. This time he gets in good position, follows him across, and he is all over the receiver.
And what everyone is concerned about here in Indianapolis, and they've just seen the replay of Harrison's jersey being stretched about 6 inches backwards. 2nd and 10.
Surtain's got to be careful. He's going to tear his jersey here in a minute.
Manning throws far side, and that's complete. Terrence Wilkins pulls it in just short of 1st down yardage. And the clock is going to wind down on the Colts here to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play. The Colts at their own 37, and they trail by 3. You see how tight the meetings between these two teams have been, going right down to the wire. 3rd and 1.
Here we go again.
Zach Thomas making his adjustment over the middle. Quick pass over here. Harrison, 1st down across the 40 to about the 42-yard line.
Well, I was saying, here we go again, Greg. It was the same blitz. This time they had the screen called.
Clock continues to move. Minute 45 to play.
Plenty of time.
Yeah. Straight drop. Manning pulls it down, throws, and here's a penalty marker on this side. Surtain on Harrison. Marvin Harrison, he feels like he's a wrestler at the University of Iowa.
Holding, number 23 defense prior to the pass. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, let's watch it. Patrick Surtain, Marvin Harrison's going to be a fake in, come out.
And the takedown.
Well, he was going to grab the jersey, then he came back, put his hand in front. And
you know, Patrick Surtain may well be feeling he's 2 out of 3 so far here in the last couple of minutes.
you know, my question is, put Marvin Harrison on the other side one time and go against the rookie, Fletcher, to see if Surtain follows him.
Minute 35 to play. Manning back over the middle, and that's complete to Terrence Wilkins at midfield. Welcome to those of you who are just joining us. We are under a minute and a half to play. Miami with a 3-point lead on the Colts, 27-24. The Colts have just one timeout remaining, and it appears Tarek Glenn on the left side moved too soon. Not the way Indy wants to stop the clock.
False start, number 78, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
So the line of scrimmage is now the 45-yard line. Manning needs the Miami 43-yard line for a first down. Going to pull it down and run. Tripped up, and he gets back to midfield just to cross into Miami territory. Darrell Gardner made the tackle.
Good job, good run, good play by Darrell Gardner.
Mike Vanderjagt warming up. 3rd and 8. And we get a whistle and penalty markers.
Oh, you know what happened that time? Adam Meadows, you could hear it on the field. Somebody yell.
False start. Number 73 offense, 5-yard penalty. By rule, we have to run 10 seconds with the timer put 48 seconds on the game clock. 48 seconds.
Under 1 minute, you make a penalty like this, they take time off the clock. But right before Peyton Manning made the go sound, I could hear the Miami defense yell. The offensive lineman, that time Adam Meadows, he thinks it's the quarterback. They're waiting for the first down and made him move.
3rd and 13. Taylor, loose football. Scramble for it at the 35. Peyton Manning calling a timeout to stop the clock. The Colts still have the football. And welcome those of you who are joining us here in Indianapolis. 32 seconds to play. The Colts use their final timeout. Watch Jason Taylor just flat out beat Tarek Glenn.
On the outside. Oh, just a nice move with his hands. Tarek Glenn is trying to get a jam on Jason Taylor, misses him, and he gets around, and that's why when you get in situations like this, you go, man, I'm glad we have one of the premier pass rushers in football.
Jason Taylor left this game in the first half with a dislocated finger, has come on to play well here in the second half. So now the Colts are out of timeouts. The line of scrimmage, their own 36, 32 seconds to play. Phil and I were in Chicago last weekend, and as a result, know that there is no football game that is out of reach.
That's right. 4th and 21. The Dolphins are going to put 3 defensive linemen down to rush the quarterback. This should. Nope, here comes the 4th. That's what you should do. Do not let the quarterback have extra time to throw the football.
Marcus Pollard in to help protect in the backfield. Manning needs 21 yards. Has time. Throws across the field and can't connect with Terrence Wilkins, number 80.
And what's going to be upsetting about that? He had him. Terrence Wilkins comes all the way across the field and has Zach Thomas. Watch him. Coming across. Manning buys time. Goes through the coverage. Nobody in front of him. And Manning throws it just a yard too far.
disconsolate Peyton Manning, who took a shot to the jaw and a head-to-head hit not too long ago. And now the Dolphins look to kill the final 26 seconds on the clock. And that'll do it. Zach Thomas and the Miami Dolphins, in the true tradition of this rivalry, win on the road. The Jets winning against the Chiefs. Miami is 6-2. Miami 6-2 on the season as time winds down, and so Miami, by a half a game, is the leader in the AFC East.
They are. Never thought we'd have a game next week where the Jets and Miami playing for first place, but they're both playing well.
For Phil Simms and Armin Katayan, I'm Greg Gumbel. So long from Indianapolis. Our final score, Miami 27, Indianapolis 24. We'll be sending you to Jim Nance & Company in New York for the NFL Today. That comes your way right after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS.